more than likely going to crit. So do I keep these cards to allow myself the best chance to crit, or try to pile up these cards to then force a crit on my third round, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or on my second round, because I'm playing the cards that I know that are going to give me a better chance of kind of boosting that potential to crit on one of these cards, that I can push that over and kill this plant or whatever they're trying to wall with you.
Yeah,
You have to do that if you want to allow that portion of the game to play out.
yeah,
At this
that
point, there's
actually makes
so many crits
sense.
that
Yeah.
it's not even fair.
Yeah, yeah, that actually makes sense. Me and my partner were actually discussing about this way back because there were times when we lose so much because of random criticals, and critical is just not a random critical rate is just not really reliable. And I do agree with you on what you're saying, that there should be a certain objective for you to do before those crit lands, and those mechanics should be planned out ahead of time and not randomly, because once RNG kicks in, it's just really stupid. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. It's more of hoping that you critical than you plan ahead.
Yeah.
And it actually
Right.
breaks the game right now. Even in the
Yeah.
esports side, having that much RNG on a competitive game is not actually healthy.
That is correct, and that's why I'm saying I'm waiting to see how these adjustments happen and how they can do this, so that there wasn't any mention on when the esports services are going to be pushed up, because they have to get the back end taken care of, right?
Yep.
But
They really did.
there was still a lot of information that Zori was able to grab as their program director, esports manager,
SWB
to
audio capture not registered.
facilitate the changes going forward. So even if the esports side of stuff doesn't get pushed forward, when they do special ones, hopefully halfway through this next season, where they can have a private esports server like they did before, they can see those adjustments happen, where they can then practice that inside of a another tournament, in a sense, maybe
Yeah.
with YGG, and see how that adjusts, and how many criticals won or lost a team because they randomly got 3 crits in a game
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
6 rounds, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and that's
So-
really stupid.
Yeah, it really is, and that's where, like I said, Zori. I went back and I watched some of Zori, because I do remember watching Zori on some of the Dota stuff. I'm more of a StarCraft 2 fan, right, than I am anything else. I'd rather watch StarCraft than League of Legends, Dota, or Hearthstone, or any of those other esports. But I do remember watching Zori, back a couple years. So I went back and watched a couple of the other shoutcasts that Zori has done, and knowing how the systems work roughly, and bringing that intellect on for Mavis to push this forward. If they're listening to Zori, I would expect a much less of an overreach to try to correct this than if they're not listening. They're just going to try to overcorrect to try to make it easier. Just like, okay, now I have a beast, and I have cards here that I should be critting at least once every 20 rounds or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's taking me hundreds of rounds to get through. That's way overshooting it. You broke the game in the other direction.
Yep, that's true.
Like, you should still be scared of a beast.
SWB
Yeah,
audio
because
Oh, crap,
if
I have to
you-
go through
not
again.
registered.
If you nerf the beast that much, there's no one's gonna use beast anymore, since they
Right.
they are actually a glass cannon, and you need to strategize properly on how to utilize them. If you like you said, if you nerf them that much, it's gonna be the end of that line.
Yep.
Yeah, and I do agree
that's
with you
not
with
gonna be
I do agree with you. They should set up a different server, like a test server where they can test a lot of stuff, do meta changes, do small changes. Like in League, it's like a PBE server, a beta server. That before they
Yep.
push in any patch notes on the actual server, it was tested. I don't know if they have that offline or internally, but it would actually really help if they also have players on that server. So players can submit bug reports, players can submit feedbacks, even pro players can play with one another and test out what is broken, what is not. So Sky Mavis can actually do the proper changes like you've said. And yeah, it actually really depends on them if they're hard-headed to on listening on the community, or if they're already fine enough right now and they're just focusing on the other updates that they want to push through in the game rather than focusing on what is currently on the game, which is arena and more on esports.
Well, I mean, they could also just do a balance bounty, like, you know, here's this week we're balancing these specific cards, right?
Yeah.
And this week through the testnet, we need your responses. We need to see how well this works. So you play through 100 games, and you send something back and let them know, like, here's the 100 games that I played.
SWB
and
audio
out of
capture
this
not
is what
registered.
seemed unfair to me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Playing this composition.
Yep.
Then maybe they provide a SLP bounty because you're helping them balance the game.
Yeah,
And again,
that's good.
if there's hundreds of thousands of them are playing, they can quickly look at, say, okay, here's the data, and I would assume Zori is going to be looking at this and saying, okay, this is how we need to adjust so that 75% of the time when I'm playing against any team, I have a chance to still win. I just have to play my cards right.
Yep.
I'm still going to have about a 25% chance of, I just have to be just a master at this system to beat against this other 25%
Yep,
compositions. That is still strategy. That is
Yes,
still not,
yes.
well, there was RNG, right? That's what they can do. How they can do it, I don't know. How they can implement that, I mean, I have plenty of ways that I can
Yeah,
obviously
we
push
can
this
think
out.
of it.
But,
Yeah.
you know, if they still can't push that out because they don't have the infrastructure to run the esports servers, they can still do something like that where they have a whitelist that they allow, you know, some of the bigger groups like YGG, Loot Squad,
Yeah.
and, you know, those to allow to jump in and say, here are the adjustments to the cards that we've made. It's only live for the next week. Play and let us know how you play against it, right? So you don't have to do anything on your end.
Yeah.
You just have some axes that you can play, and you just don't get anything for playing that, other than the potential of getting a bounty of SLP because you played on that, right?
Yeah.
Incentivizing them to play against and say, okay, what did I get? You know, but if you go like, oh, we're going to give you 10,000 SLP, they're just going to play that because that's a huge, you know, pot that they can pull. It's like, no, we need people that are playing to do this. So like, yes, we're only going to give you 100 SLP, you know, 1 SLP per game that you play or something. But when you go
SWB
back
audio
to play against
capture
in their
not
actual
registered.
arena, the chances of you then winning gets more consistent.
Yep.
As long as you understand the strategies, you can instantly make more money, more SLP, because you then have the small patches that happen because you played your 100 games.
Yep, that's right.
Like,
I do agree with you on that one. It's like you're doing a data mining on a test server, right? And I think I have to disagree. I don't think Sky Mavis will have an issue on the structure, on the hardware part of the test server, because they just need to have a good enough server that can handle enough people, and it doesn't even concerns the crypto addresses, the SLP rewards, because it's just a test server. And yeah, I do agree in incentivizing people who are playing, sending reports, and doing actual data for the developers to look on. That would actually help the game a lot, and it would actually expedite the changes that needs to be done on the game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is a really good discussion right now. It is really interesting. And would you be okay if I upload it somewhere? Gohaun, like YouTube or something. This discussion, I'll just cut some parts, and I hope Sky Mavis listens, even just on the test servers and on the small patches. It's gonna be really helpful. Yeah, I do agree on that one. You are a manager yourself, right, Gohan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and it's really important for you guys to know where the direction of the game is going because it would be really hard to
SWB
invest on
audio
something that is
captured,
still
not
not yet
registered.
predictable.
Right. Oh, I mean, I can still invest. The problem is that I'm I'm more cautious if I don't understand the process of going, which direction it's going, right?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I'm giving start, Sky Mavis, Axie the better footing right now because this is something that is been on every gamer's mind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But in order for you to do that, like when I was 10 years old, like in order for me to play, I would have to play hundreds of hours of Unreal or
Yeah,
Doom.
that's true, that's true.
Unreal Tournament, like I had the opportunity to meet Fatality, the Unreal Tournament champion for like 2 or 3 years straight. This dude was amazing. But in order for him to make money, he had to get sponsor deals. Like there was no way to do that. So with Axie and some of these other play-to-earn games, there's a potential that I can invest a small amount of money and get my money back within a very short time.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I can invest and make multiple people play for me and get my money back, but also allow them to do something outside of their normal day-to-day job.
Yeah.
Or if they don't have a job, allow them to at least make sure that they can get some of their basic necessities taken care of while they're still looking for something to, pay the extra to give them a little extra, bump in their life, not lifestyle, quality of life, their quality of life.
Yeah, the quality
Right?
of life. Yep.
Their quality of life. So then it becomes, okay,
SWB
well,
audio capture,
can I
not
chain
registered.
a couple of these games together so that they can play 2 or 3 games for 4 hours of the day, making the money that they need, plus a little extra to keep their quality of life at where they're used to or a little higher, right? Why they can still then go out and spend, the other 4 hours that they would normally be working at a job helping their community. If that means just unloading a truck or, getting food to the market or, helping someone clean up their house or whatever that case is, when you have the money to do that and
Bro.
you're not worried about your basic necessities,
Sorry.
that's what happens.
Did you see that? Are you watching the live?
Yeah.
My opponent just fucking got 3 criticals straight.
Yeah.
And I was supposed
How
to
is that
survive that turn. You were saying
Yeah,
a lot
how is
of
that
good points, and I was so distracted on what happened. This is what needs to be changed. How the hell is a person supposed to have 3 criticals when I already did a contingency plan for me to survive on that turn? You cannot include criticals on your calculations since your shield doesn't have critical as well. It doesn't go up. Oh
Right.
my god. This is
Such a
annoying.
pain.
Maybe Jihos is punishing me since we were talking about him.
Gohan, can you hear me?
What's up?
Yeah, so I was like AFK for some time. I was watching Sil play here. I'm kind of new to the NFT gaming and NFT space, but I want to venture into something new. You know what I mean? Instead of just like
SWB
examining the
audio
space and
capture,
just like seeing
not
it take off
registered.
and stuff like that. I kind of do see the necessity of the space. I kind of caught a bit of what you were saying,
Mhm.
and I don't know if you have time. But I was wondering if off and on, because I don't want to bother you too much. But, like any info or like if we can keep in contact and like any things you could teach me or just like share with me that I could research on my own or stuff like that to kind of get into the space as early as possible.
Yeah, if you want to talk about something other than Axie, we can jump into the English voice. real
For
quick
sure.
if you just want to ask about specific ones. Unfortunately, you are roboting like a mother trucker and like speeding up, like you're trying to catch up to something. I assume that's probably just your internet connection. So, but do you have questions outside
Yeah,
of
I'm
Axie
on a
that you want?
VPN.
Oh, what? Okay, why?
Yeah.
Do you
Why?
have questions outside of Axie?
For now, I'm kind of just gathering my thoughts. If anything, I'll just shoot you a text message on Discord.
Wait, bro.
Sugar?
You're
And,
really
you
cutting
can
off
do the
so
appropriate-
bad right now. I can't understand the word.
Yeah, you just want to ask about a couple of them, and then at some point, if you have a chance, obviously English voice is obviously much faster to just get to the point. So I'd be more than happy to kind of push in a direction, or at least get you in some documentation for sure. What just happened?
I
did
think,
you-
I think he cut off. Huh? Sorry?
How are you down to one plant now?
Criticals
Did you get-
and
oh,
got
okay.
backdoored by
And
the
you got a
bird.
backdoor. Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah.
See, that's why. Why do you think I
SWB
still like
audio
my bird
capture
beast plant?
not registered.
Yeah, it's the bird beast plant combo is a really straightforward build. It's really basic and it's still annoying. You know what's gonna happen, but you cannot prevent you cannot prevent it from happening.
Exactly. That's why, like, I loved watching the double aquas and the reptile sticky combos come out, but like, to be quite honest with you, I don't see plant burst beast, backdoor going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be a strong. It's gonna still be a strong team, like no matter what. You just can't, because right now again the criticals with the beast and the backdoor on the bird, that's just a glass cannon, and if you can have a strong plant that can sustain you for the first 3 to 4 rounds,
Yeah.
you are going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
You're just going to get destroyed.
You just need
So-
to have your cards and energy ready for both of your beast and your bird. And after that, it's gonna be easy. And your bird can even save the life of your beast with aroma or whatever card you are using.
Right. Well, and again, like I said, my expectation is I should be able to win 75% of my games. Right?
Yep.
No matter what composition I have, as long as I get the card draw and I understand the composition I'm going against, I should easily be able to beat 75% of my teams.
Yep. Yep.
Unless there's somebody just way better than me in the game. And that's where it needs to come down to, because that's where strategy kicks in. Me playing against checkers, right, is not the same as me playing chess.
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's
have
true.
to understand the process. And I'm not going to go up against somebody that's sitting down in a park and expect that I'm going to beat 75% of these people. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
There's way too much strategy that's involved in order for you to play chess.
There's
Checkers,
too many
there
steps.
is still some strategy, but, you should
SWB
have at
audio
least a 50-50
capture
chance.
not
This game
registered.
right now, because the fucking crits, not that way.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
true. I felt that so hard a while ago. I was supposed to win that game, but 3 straight criticals is just too much.
Yeah, for sure. And so without seeing the actual, what is it? Without seeing the formula that they have for Beast and the morale, like I can't make any decision on why you would get 3 in a single round, let alone a single game,
Yeah.
right?
I know
You
there's
should
a
not have that much RNG.
yeah. I know there's a formula for last stand, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there hasn't any been data mined formula for the critical. So it needs to be shown in the public, and yeah, I think they just need to be transparent on what is the rate moral to critical ratio, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh, did I die? Boop. Nope. Okay. Next one. Next 200 things I need to kill in Mir 4. So, yeah, I'm just going through all the low-end stuff right now for Mir 4. Just trying to catch all the equipment and stuff, and then I could push up my my power points or power
Your powers.
ranking or what
Yeah.
things called. Yeah. So. And nope. Okay. 1 and 2. Okay.
Got it. It has been nice really talking to you and discuss about this. I wanted to discuss this, but I really don't know who and where to discuss this. But yeah, it was really nice for you to open up the topic regarding the criticals and how the game is. What's the state of the
audio
game right
capture,
now?
Not registered.
Yeah, it was a good talk. Actually, after this game, I need to be off as well. And yeah, just next time let's talk about again, or maybe we can schedule a proper podcast or stream and let's discuss certain topics on Axie or maybe on the NFT itself. I think it's gonna be a good session, and maybe we can invite people. I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I really enjoyed this discussion. Even my friend, my guildmate from Ragnarok, was actually listening to us the entire time since he got caught with the topic. And it is really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna win this one and call it a good night. Hopefully. Hopefully it
Yeah.
would crit.
Nope.
Actually, if there's a damage critical, there should also be a defense critical. But that's gonna be too much RNG again.
Right.
Yeah, they need to fix that shit. Yes, Gohan, thank you so much. I need to go and it's really late already here. It's 2 a.m.
No worries.
Okay,
Have
bro.
a good one.
Thank you so much and catch you soon
Yep.
again here on Discord. Thank you. I'll play Mirror 4 anytime soon, so I'll just ping you or Marshall. Marshall. Hell March for the infos. Alright, goodbye.
Yeah. Yep, bye.